Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the Los Angeles Lakers Flashback rebuild here on NBA 2K22. That is right, we return episode 21, season 21. And boys, have we created something special. We have created the greatest dynasty to ever grace an NBA court. We have created a four-peat in the NBA, something that has not been done. I don't think ever, honestly. Maybe it's been done by the Celtics in like the 60s or the Lakers. Maybe have done it. I don't know. There's probably been a team that's done it, but we are the first team to do it in a long time, if ever. 4 championships in a row. We've only played 2 different teams, but 4 championships in a row, 6 in total. We've got 6 titles in 20 seasons. Is that a good thing? Probably not. But 6 titles in 20 seasons is what we have. Kobe's been MVP, Luke has been MVP, and LeBron's got it twice. And then we had Kevin Durant and Steph Curry also win a Finals MVP. If we take a look at our trophy case, look at all these NBA Finals we've got, all the Larry O'Briens that we have. We only have 4, right? How many executive years do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because that's the bottom one down here. Yeah, so we have 5 NBA Executive of the Year awards. We should have at least 10 or maybe even 15. We've been snubbed a lot. But we do have 6 Larry O'Briens in the trophy case. If we go to my portfolio, 6 championships, 18 playoff appearances. We only missed the playoffs twice in this series. Only missed the playoffs twice. 18 playoff appearances, 6 titles, 5 Executive of the Year awards. I'd say that's a Hall of Fame resume for Mr. Juice already, and we still got a long way to go because we haven't even taken a look at the roster yet. The game plan, the rotation, Magic Johnson, his second year as the starting point guard on this championship squad, needs to bump up his numbers, but he does have to go alongside Kobe and LeBron for scoring. Giannis finally gets to be back as the starter. He started his rookie year, then last season, he didn't start his rookie. He started this year, his second year in the league. And then last year we had Scottie Barnes, so he was the backup. But now we don't have Scottie anymore. Do we have Scottie? We do have Scottie, but he is not as good as Giannis. Giannis has finally developed into an 88 overall, so that's good. We still have DeAndre Ayton because I just couldn't will myself to make the trade, and plus the draft class wasn't really like enticing me enough to make the trade for the first overall pick. Even though Bill Russell comes into the league as a 98 overall rookie. Still, I couldn't will myself to make the trade after 2 of these seasons that DeAndre, he just keeps getting better. Yeah, he had a little bit of a down season, but he still just keeps getting better as a 95 overall center. He's just really good. We bring in Dwayne Wade, who we've had epic battles with in the playoffs over the time he's been in the league. He makes his first appearance as an LA Laker. We have Kareem here, who had a good rookie season last year. Anthony Edwards, who is a 4-time champion in his 4 NBA seasons, which I don't think anybody can ever say in their NBA career besides Anthony Edwards. Scottie Barnes is here. He's got a couple titles because he was here on the LA team that won in 38, and he was here obviously last year. And then we bring in Derek Fisher, who is going to be a backup point guard. Didn't draft him. He has been on a lot of teams. He's been a journeyman, which is understandable for a guy of Derek Fisher's quality. He's never been a great point guard, I would say. He's been a quality backup, and that's understandable because he's Derek Fisher. And we also have Hasheem Thabeet, Primo, Bullock is back, and Keita Bates-Diop is back as well. So we're going to run a 10-man. We've got a backup point guard. We've got a backup shooting guard, backup small forward, power forward, and center. So we've got all the backups we need. Plus, we've got the dominant starting 5. The only thing we're missing is a draft class to go alongside it. What is the draft class that we're going to be competing with? Obviously, last episode, we had a little bit of a controversy with the draft class because it was such an old one. The oldest one you could get, 1956, with Bill Russell. Hopefully we can get a little bit more modern, maybe like in the 80s or the 90s, that's a little bit more modern, or even we still have a bunch of the 2010 ones. I don't think we've gotten a single 2010 era draft class, so let's spin the wheel and see what we're fighting for this episode. And we are getting a more modern one. 2016. Okay. The 2016 NBA draft had, is that D'Angelo Russell? Was he the second pick in that class? 2016. The 2016 NBA draft. Who was in that class? Is there any superstars in that class? That wasn't Anthony Bennett. We've already had Anthony Bennett, I think. I think he was in the Giannis class. 2016. Is that... No, 2017's Tatum and Donovan Mitchell and all those guys. Who was 2016? I think it was... Who I said earlier. Who did I say earlier? I don't remember. This one says 2016 complete 100%, so we'll use that. Might as well. Who's in it? Oh, it's Ben Simmons! It's Ben Simmons, Jalen Brown. Oh, I said, who did I say? D'Angelo Russell is who I said. I think he was a little bit earlier. He may have been 2015. But this is Ben Simmons, Jalen Brown, Brandon Ingram, Thon Maker, DeJounte Murray, Jamal Murray. Wow, this is a good class for like depth. This is another one of those good classes that we can get for depth on the roster, like on rosters and stuff. This goes 28 deep. So we're going to be getting some very good depth players. Some unfortunate, or a couple unfortunate teams are probably going to draft James Smith, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. But we are going to be getting a lot of good depth into the league, which is awesome. And Ben Simmons is an interesting one, and so is Jalen Brown. Actually, the top three are all really, really interesting. DeJounte Murray is good. These two Murray bros are good, but I wouldn't take them. Like, they're not like, I have to get them. I have to get them. But these three guys, I wouldn't mind having them on the squad. And as you guys know, through my many trades I made last episode, we have a ton of picks. We have the Clippers pick, we have the Jazz pick, the Knicks pick, the Rockets pick, and the Spurs pick. We have 5 first-round picks this season. Not our own, we don't have our own, but we have 5 first-round picks this year. Are we going to use all those picks? Most likely not. But I probably will at least use 2 of them, depending on what they are. Like, if we get like 2 top 5 picks, I'll probably take a Ben Simmons and I'll probably take a Jalen Brown or maybe a Brandon Ingram. I don't know. We could certainly use a couple guys off the bench that can score some nasty buckets. So this draft class is actually really good. So I'm happy we got a nice depth draft class like this. Plus you get a stud like Ben Simmons. It's pretty good. So with all that being said, it's time to simulate to the All-Star draft. You saw what the team looks like. It didn't change much. You saw what the draft class is. We went over the history of the series so far with the 4 in a row. Can we make it 5 in this episode? I sure as heck hope so. Let's go find out by getting to the halfway point, around the halfway point at the All-Star draft. I'll see you guys then. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. Main channel link is down below in the description if you want to go check out the main channel, World of Juice. If not, totally cool. Stick around here and watch a ton of videos. I got a ton of videos on this channel as well. So whatever fits your fancy, I got it for you. But let's get simulating. I'll see you guys at the All-Star draft. Okay, so we cut back in, and ladies and gentlemen, I've got something to tell you. If we take a look at the team status, we are 54-0. We are 54-0. Did I think that this team that I've assembled here could have a chance at going undefeated? No, I didn't think so. I mean, 2K always gives you at least 1 or 2 losses. They rarely ever in simulation give you an undefeated season, and we are almost there. We are a couple of months away from an undefeated season, an 82-0 year. We are certainly gonna beat the Bulls 72-10. Maybe even the Warriors 73-9. But this is what the team is looking like. We've even suffered some injuries. We had Giannis out for a couple of weeks. Kareem has been struggling with back spasms all season. Scottie Barnes was injured. Derek Fisher was injured. So, I mean, we've struggled with some injuries, and we still, Magic Johnson, Kobe, LeBron, I got to see these stats. They've got to be absolutely insane for the year. They're not even that good. It's, you know what it is? It's everybody contributing. Look how many people have over 10 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of our 10 guys that we have running the team. 8 of the 10 have over 10 points. And then, I mean, Scottie's got 8.7 and Primo's got 3. He's only got 3 because he started, he played in place of Derek Fisher when he was injured. But Kobe's got 17 and 6.5. LeBron's got 16 and 7.7, basically 8. He's got Wade as a backup shooting guard getting 16 off the bench. When you've got a guy off the bench scoring 16 a night, that's some contributions right there. Then you got DeAndre Ayton, the big-time center, holding it down with a double-double. Magic Johnson's bumped up his assist numbers. Not as good as they were last season, but he's bumped them up from his rookie year. And he's certainly scoring the ball a lot more. Anthony Edwards, the Ant-Man, is doing his thing. Kareem, even though he's been battling injuries, is doing his thing as well. Giannis, as the starter, has been doing good even though he was injured for a little bit. So, I mean, this is just a team effort, and it's going crazy. But I need to check the league leaders because I need to see how Luka's doing. I need to see how everybody's doing. Luka is probably going to take home another scoring title. He got it last year in Charlotte, his first year away from us. He's also got an MVP. He won the MVP last season. 3-time champion MVP. He's building a nice resume here. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to let him go. Not only because it gave us Kareem, but because I wanted Luka to show the world that he's not just a 18 per game scorer or 16 per game scorer. I wanted him to show the world that he's a top 5 player in the league, and he's doing that in his first 2 seasons in Charlotte. He's probably going to win another MVP. Larry Bird's still contributing, and we could have had Larry Bird if we would have traded LeBron. I can't believe that I thought about that. That's crazy. James Weisman has been a monster since entering the league. He's finally starting to dominate the league. If we could get him on a contract in LA, that'd be pretty crazy. What did he sign? He signed a Supermax. Okay, with Atlanta. I think he was a free agent last season, or this past offseason, so maybe I had an opportunity, I don't know. Michael Jordan is 34. He's probably starting to decline a little bit. He never became the Michael Jordan that we know in real life, but he has been a very productive scorer in his years in Utah, right? And then in Boston. Yeah, he was in Utah first, and then he went to Boston. He's been in Boston for a long time. 15 years in the league. We might be seeing the end of Michael Jordan here pretty soon. But that's what the league is looking like. Now, if we take a look at the standings, we have... Actually, let's take a look at the picks that we have so that we can get this down correctly. So we have the Clippers, the Jazz, the Knicks, the Rockets, and the Spurs. So let's take a look at the Western Conference. Clippers, Rockets, Spurs. Clippers, Rockets, Spurs. So the Spurs are in the playoffs. So are the Rockets, but the Clippers are not. Okay. So those are going to be interesting picks. So far, they're in the playoffs. Then we go to the Eastern Conference, and the Jazz and the Knicks are the teams that we have. The Knicks are bad, and the Jazz... Where are the Jazz? Oh, the Jazz are in the Western Conference. Duh. The Jazz are the worst team in the league. Whoa, the Jazz are the worst team in the league. That's the pick that we have, right? Yeah, the Jazz pick. So far, the Jazz have only 8 wins on the year. Worst team in the league. That's absolutely insane. Contract extensions for the year. DeAndre Ayton will resign, so we might as well just re-sign him right now, just so he's back and we don't have to worry about that. Giannis, we have the bird rights. We will just bring him back in the offseason. Hasheem Thabeet, maybe we bring back, or maybe he retires. Who knows? He's 35. And then we got Reggie Bullock, who maybe we bring back. I don't know. I like having Reggie Bullock off the bench. He hasn't played it all this season, but I do like having him as a scorer off the bench. Maybe we don't need him necessarily anymore. Back when we first got him, we only really needed him because we needed another bucket getter off the bench. But now if you take a look at the squad, we don't really need that as much. So maybe we don't bring back Reggie Bullock unless we just do it as a roster filler spot like he is right now. So that is everything that we needed to look at there. We can start the All-Star draft. It's Team Rick and Team Larry. Team Larry Bird, Team Rick Barry. I think those two have been captains once before. So Team Larry, he drafts Luka, Tracy McGrady, Olajuwon, James Wiseman, first-time All-Star, and he's a starter. And then Stephon Marbury, Mike Conley, who was a 13-time All-Star. Is Mike Conley going to be a Hall of Famer? I don't know. Carmelo, Michael Jordan, Jaren Jackson Jr., Evan Mobley, Dave DeBusschere. And then Team Rick Barry, he drafts Steve Nash, Kobe, Chris Bosh, Bill Russell, obviously, Kevin Durant, Abdur-Rahim, Steph Curry, Charles Barkley, LeBron, Shea, and CJ McCollum peeking his eyes out over there. So we got 2 All-Stars, Kobe and LeBron. Technically, if we think about all the guys that we've had on our team, Luka, we've had Tracy McGrady, we've had Evan Mobley, we've had Steph Curry, and Kevin Durant. So out of all the All-Stars, 5 of them have been on our team, both starters and reserves. So that's crazy. 5 former Lakers are making their names known on other teams. That's really good to see. But we've got history in front of us. 54-0. Can we make it 82? I really hope so. I will see you guys at the awards to let you know what happened. Season 21 is wraps, and James Weisman is your MVP. He's finally reached the mountaintop. He's a real NBA champion in real life, and he's finally reached the mountaintop here. He's never shot a 3 in his NBA career, but he's just getting it done in the paint. 24 points per game, 17 rebounds, 4 assists, and he's the MVP of the league. Congratulations to him. Jim Paxson is your Rookie of the Year, not even Bill Russell. What did Bill Russell? Oh, I forgot that in the game, they don't give Bill Russell his rookie status. He's got like 10 years pro. So Jim Paxson will win Rookie of the Year, but I will go and change Bill Russell so that he is in line with the rest of his class. Jim Paxson wins Rookie of the Year. Dwayne Wade is the 6th man. We got the best 6th man in the league, man. We got 16 points per game off the bench, 7 assists, almost shooting 50, 40, 90. I mean, just crazy splits from Dwayne Wade. Bill Russell, there he is. The Defensive Player of the Year. I knew he'd come in and immediately be Defensive Player of the Year. He's already at 10 years pro, so Bill Russell's just a monster. Well, I'll drop that down to 1 year pro after we get done with looking at the awards and stuff. Lucius Allen is the most improved player. He goes from averaging 9 points to averaging 15, so I'd say that's well deserved. Good job for Lucius Allen. Mason Yee, our new head coach, is 80-2. Yes, I told you before I cut to simulate again, I told you that 2K usually gives you a couple cheesy losses, and they certainly did that. So we beat the Warriors 73-9 record. The new record to beat is 80-2. I mean, why give me 2 losses? If you're going to give me losses, give me like 5, give me 6. Don't give me 2 losses. Just give me the 82-0 then at that point. But we don't complete the magical 82-0 season, but we do get 80 wins, which is still historic. And will probably never be beat unless we beat it ourselves at 80-0 or 82-0. But Mason Yee is the head coach of the year, and Mr. Juice, obviously, you can't snub an executive who had a team go 80-2. You can't do this. So we get another executive of the year, well deserved. The All-NBA teams is Luka, Tracy, Larry Bird, Rick Barry, and James Wiseman on the first. Second team is Shea, Jordan, Jaren Jackson Jr., Bosh, and Olajuwon. Third team is Billups, Trae Young, Abdur-Rahim Barkley, and Onyeka Okongwu. And then all defensive team, Jordan, Jones, Jackson Jr., Barry, and Bill Russell. Then Mo Cheeks, Iverson, Larry Bird, Chris Bosh, and Olajuwon. The rookie teams are as you see. Bill Russell didn't make all... Oh, duh, I'm an idiot because he's not a rookie. He's not a rookie, duh. Jeez, I'm an idiot. Okay, so I'm going to go change that before I forget. So we got to go to the Portland Trailblazers and make it so Bill Russell is experience only 1 year. He's experienced 0 years technically, but we'll give him 1 year pro, so he's in line with the guys. There we go. And now we can take a look at the final stats. We've seen a couple of guys. We saw Dwayne Wade stats, but Kobe actually drops down because Dwayne Wade pushes himself up. So Kobe averaged 16.5, 3.5, and 6.5. Good splits for him. Then you got Dwayne Wade. We saw his numbers. Ayton averaged 15.8, basically 16, and 11.5. Then LeBron drops down a little bit to 15.5 and 7, basically 8 assists. Then you got Magic. He's getting close to that double-double range. He was really close last season, but he doesn't get it again. He'll get it at some point. Then you got Anthony Edwards, you got Giannis, you got Kareem doing well, Scottie Barnes off the bench. This team's looking good. Who won the scoring title this year? I'm guessing it's Luka. It was Luka by a big-time margin. He even jumped up from what he did last season in Charlotte. and he averaged 32 or 34 points per game. Then you got Larry Bird, you got Rick Barry, Tracy McGrady, Chris Bosh, the MVP right there. I mean, how could you take away MVP? I mean, obviously, Luka probably deserves it maybe a little bit more because he put up more points, but James Wiseman had a great season, and Luka, he's got time to win more MVPs. I mean, Luka's 26, Wiseman's 24. They're going to be battling for a while for MVPs, I would say. So that's what the top 10 looks like in scoring around the league. Luka takes home another scoring title back-to-back, and we simulate the play-in. We're playing the Houston Rockets, which is not good because we have the Houston Rockets draft pick. If we take a look at the standings, where did the Jazz finish? They finished as the worst team, so we have the best odds in the league at getting the number 1 overall pick. Clippers missed the playoffs, so we have 2 lottery picks so far. Then the Rockets make it, and the Spurs made it, so that's 4 picks. And both of those are going to be in the 20s. And then we have the Knicks, who did not make the playoffs. So we have 3 lottery picks and the best odds at the number 1 overall pick with the Jazz. So that's looking good. I like the sound of that. But the Houston Rockets, they have Fatty Taylor, Allen Iverson, Troy Brown Jr., Jaden McDaniels, and Wendell Carter Jr. This is the team that had Melo for a while, but then Melo left and is on the Pistons now. And they still have Allen Iverson. He's been on a lifetime Rocket. But we can easily wipe the floor with this Rockets team, so let's go do that quickly. I mean, we won 80 games this year, so I don't think we are going to be taking many L's this playoff run. We sweep them in 4, and we move on to the second round to take on the Pelicans. Who do the Pelicans have? They have Davion Mitchell, Nick Anderson, Keith Van Horn, Charles Barkley. Okay, so they have the Barkley team, and Dave Cowens. Okay, so they have a really good front court with Barkley and Cowens, but we have a better front court. We win in literally every single position. And Keith Van Horn, can he keep up with LeBron? I don't know. We'll either take on the Spurs or the Thunder, depending on if we win this series. We take game 1, take game 2, there's 3, and there's 4. So a clean sweep? What? A clean sweep is what I wanted to say. And we take on the Oklahoma City Thunder, who were down 2-0, I think, against the Spurs, maybe even 3-0. And the Thunder take it to 7 and win. And look at the Eastern Conference. It's the Nets and the Heat again. So if we get to the finals, we're playing one of the 2 teams we've played for the past 4 years. But this Oklahoma City Thunder team has Nate Archibald, Dick Van Arsdale, Rudy Tomjanovich, Robert Williams, Time Lord, and Nerlens Noel. They haven't changed much in the time that they've been good, I guess you could say, because they've been in the Western Conference Finals a couple of times. We've played them a couple times deep in the playoffs, so they've been in their window. They just haven't been like super good, but they haven't really changed much. And we are taking them on hopefully in 4 games as we get out of there, and we will get out in 4. And it looks like the Nets and the Heat are going to beat each other up, and it's going to be the Heat. So it's just back and forth. It is just back and forth between the Nets and the Heat for dominance in the NBA in the Eastern Conference, because it was the Nets first, then it was 2 years in a row where it was Miami, then it was Brooklyn last year, and now it's the Heat again. So a little bit of a refresher. Steve Nash, Lonnie Walker, Kevin Knox, Miles Bridges, Evan Mobley. Why is this team so good? I don't know. I mean, they had Scottie Barnes. We took Scottie Barnes from them. We gave them Evan Mobley. Evan Mobley used to be on our squad, but we gave them Evan Mobley. But this is a battle for 5 titles in a row. Can we do it? Game 1 of the NBA Finals is to us. Game 2 is to us. Game 3, they take one from us. What happened in that game? What happened in that game? They took one from us? They only beat us by 5 because Steve Nash and Lonnie Walker both dropped 30-plus on us. Giannis and Kareem did good, but Kobe, LeBron really didn't do much. Okay, so we lose our first game of the postseason in the finals. We take game 4, and we are 1 game away on our home court from a 5-peat. A Cinco Pete. And we are blowing them out of the water in the Staples Center. And we are 54 seconds away from 5 titles in a row. Can you say dynasty? Because I can. It's a dynasty for the Lakers. Kobe Bryant, a little bit of a stutter step, takes the shot, no good, but we don't care because I'm just putting up shots at this point. I don't even know who this guy is, but he's not getting a bucket up on DeAndre. Actually, he is. Actually, Anthony Edwards. I thought it was DeAndre Ayton for a second. He's not even in. Kareem's playing. Magic Johnson to Kobe Bean Bryant. I want to see if I can get a sky hook with Kareem. All right, I think I know how to do this. Let's try it here. There's not a sky hook, but that's a rebound. Okay, block me. Evan Mobley, block me. All right, that's not a sky hook, but I got the bucket up anyway. I'll do a sky hook in one of these episodes. Don't you worry. Don't you? I think I know how to do it. McDaniel. I mean, we absolutely blew this team out of the water. I don't know why they thought they could compete with us. As Kareem didn't block that? I thought Kareem was going to block that. All right, we got one last shot to get a sky hook up in this game. So let's give this to Kareem. Let him back down, whoever he's going to back down. And then, that's not a sky hook. I can do it. I know I can. But it doesn't matter because we take home 5 in a row. The celebration is upon us. 5 titles in a row. This is the dynasty that I wanted from the start. It took us a long time. It took us 16 episodes, 17 episodes to get where we are. But we've finally done it. We fired our head coach. I think it was, what was his name? Anthony something maybe? I don't remember. But we fired our head coach, got a new one, and we didn't even lose a bit. We even got better. LeBron celebrating on the scores table with the crowd in LA. 5 titles in a row. Wade is happy because he's got 2 rings now. He might actually have another one. He might have won one in Phoenix. I can't remember. LeBron's happy. Anthony Edwards is the luckiest man alive because he's got 5 titles. He's been in the league for 5 years. Is Anthony Edwards a Hall of Famer just because he's got 5 championships in 5 seasons? Maybe. We get to hold up our 5th consecutive Larry O'Brien, and we also get to hold up our 7th as a team in this franchise. Who's going to get Finals MVP? Maybe Kobe? Back-to-back seasons for Kobe? Maybe LeBron? I don't know. It could be anybody at this point. We've got such a balanced team. It could be anybody taking home the MVP. It could be Kareem. Who knows? Here we go. We're going to find out. It is Giannis Antetokounmpo, Finals MVP. Wow. I got to go back and look at the stats now. What did he put up in these 5 games? Giannis is Finals MVP. Okay, Giannis, I see you. That's weird. 33 and 14 from the greatest 6-man in the world, Dwayne Wade. 30 minutes off the bench, and he put up 33. Ayton had 27, 15, and 5. Kobe had 25, 4, and 7. LeBron had 24 and 7. Kareem had 12 and 14. Giannis had 10, 10, and 5. Scottie had 9 and 8. Anthony Edwards had 8 and 5. Magic had 4 and 9. Wow, okay, I got to see what Giannis was putting up in these games to be able to earn Finals MVP. What was he doing? So let's go back to Game 1. Giannis put up 13, 8, and 9 in Game 1. In Game 2, he put up 15, 7, and 7. Game 3, he put up 28 and 14. And then in Game 4, he put up 26 and 7, and then we saw what he put up in Game 5, which was 10, 10, and 5. Okay. Those aren't really MVP of the finals numbers. He averaged 14, 8, and 5 in the finals, or in the postseason, in the playoffs. Okay, is that really finals? I don't know. I guess it doesn't really matter, but whatever. Are we going to get some retirements? Jerry Sloan retires after 21 years in the NBA. Jerry Lucas, who we drafted, but he came in the league super old. He came in the league like at 25 or something. So we drafted him, had him for 3 seasons, and then shipped him off to Golden State. And then he moved to Boston after a couple years in Golden State. And he did okay, I guess, but a good career for Jerry Lucas. I don't think he had any crazy awards or anything. He never won a title with us, I don't think. Oh, he did. He won 2032. I don't remember him winning a title with us, but I guess he did. So he's got a championship. Congratulations to Jerry Lucas. Is he a Hall of Famer? Probably not. Corey Brewer ends his career in Philadelphia. Is that where he was the entire time? He's got a title. 2034. I don't think he was ever on our team. Who was in 2034? Oh, he was on that Pistons team that beat us, I'm pretty sure. Bob Boozer and Chris Paul. Corey Brewer must have been on that team. Okay, so he bounced around the league for a little bit, but he retires now. Jamal Mashburn is gone after 18 seasons in the league. What's his award history looking like? He's a 9-time All-Star and a 1-time All-NBA third-teamer. Gary Neal retires. Thad Young is gone. He was an NBA champion in 2036. Was he on a Pistons team? What team was he on in 2036? He was on the Dallas team that won. Okay. I don't remember who was on that Dallas team, but he was on it. And then Hashim Thabit retires from the league at 36 years old, 17 years in the league. He was only on our team for 2 seasons, but he's got 2 titles to his name. He's not a Hall of Famer. Actually, he's got 3 titles. He was on a team in 2033 that won. Who was the 2033 team that won? Oh, Toronto. Did Toronto beat us? No, I don't think we played Toronto. I can't remember exactly who we played. I think we've only lost to the Pistons, and we lost to another team. I can't remember exactly. It's been a long time. So Hashim Thabit retires. I think that might be our only guy that retires. Mark Gasol, surprising. Actually not, because he's 39. I thought he was a little bit younger than that. But he was in Oklahoma City for a long time. And then he went to Cleveland for a few years, the Spurs for a while, a long time too. And then he was in Orlando to finish up his career. What's his career looking like, his stats and awards? So he won a title, presumably in Oklahoma City. No, they wouldn't have won. No, probably in the Spurs. I don't think the Thunder ever won one. Maybe they did. We'll check it, I guess. And he was a 2-time All-NBA third-teamer and a 2-time second-team All-Defense. So let's check and see. 2031, was he on the Spurs? No, he was on Oklahoma City. They did win it. Oh, that was the Vin Baker team. I forgot that they won a title. Okay. And then you got Yi Jinlian, who had a decent NBA career. I don't think he did anything important. No, he's just all NBA or all rookie second team one year. And then DeJuan Blair, who I'm glad is gone because he looks like Draymond Green. Anybody else important? We had Jordan Hill for a while, or actually not for a while. We had him for a couple seasons. Did he even play for us? He did not, but we did have him. You guys remember I traded for him, and it's probably this year right here where it's like glitched. This is probably the year that we traded Jordan Hill, and then he got traded again. I don't think he ever played a minute for us. Maybe he did. I can't remember. Brandon Jennings, did he do anything in terms of awards? No, he has nothing. Byron Mullins is gone. Shane Edwards is gone. James Bouknight, he's done some stuff. He was on that Thunder team that won in 2031. I remember that. He was a beast for a while. James Bouknight was putting up, let's go back to his numbers. So he was putting up 19 in Chicago for consecutive, man, he was killing it in Chicago. Jeez, I forgot how good he was at one point. James Bouknight was a beast for a while, consistently averaging some big-time numbers. Glenn Rice, after 13 years, is gone. Was he only in Toronto? No, he was in LA for a while in the Clippers. Okay, what's his career looking like in terms of awards? He's got an All-Star and an All-Rookie team. All right. Are there any Hall of Famers? Maybe Jerry Lucas. Other than that, probably not anybody else. And it looks like we do have at least one, so we'll go check that out. Hall of Fame inductees is Jamal Mashburn. Okay. So Jamal Mashburn in 1,300 games, averaged about 18 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists. Good career for Jamal Mashburn, and he gets in the Hall of Fame. And he gets a jersey retired for New Orleans, 32. 2024 to 2033. Good for Jamal Mashburn. League meetings, we will reject all of these things. And now we get to the fun part, the draft lottery, where we have the best odds to take home. Actually, we tied with the Knicks and the Bucks for the best odds. So let's see what happens here. This is going to be fun. This is where the fun begins, ladies and gentlemen. This is where the fun begins. Suns take the 14th pick. The Kings get the 13th pick. The 12th pick is favored by the Magic, and they do keep it. Their 30th lottery selection all time. The Hornets, they get the 11th pick. Their 35th. Now we're into the top 10. This is where we come in. The Lakers keep the pick at 10. All right, that's not bad. I'm not mad at that because we have picks that are in the top 3. So I'm not mad at that at all. The draft lottery gives the 9th pick to the Raptors. All right. Now we get the 8th pick with the Bulls, and they move to the top 4. Wow, the Bulls, the Grizzlies, and the Bucks all move into the top 4. Do you see that? That's crazy. So that means we might not get a top 4 pick, or a top 3 pick even. Here we are, top 6. We keep the 6th pick with the Knicks. Okay. Now this is our best odds pick. And we move into the top 4. Can we do it? Can we do it? We move into the top 3. The Grizzlies have the 4th pick. It's us, the Blazers, and the Raptors. No, not the Raptors. Oh, okay. We get the 3rd pick thanks to Utah. So it's the Blazers. That's who I was thinking of. And the Blazers get the 2nd pick, which means the 1st overall pick in the NBA draft goes to the Chicago Bulls, who moved from 8, I think. From 8 to 1. Good movement from the Chicago Bulls. So the top 3 is the Bulls, Blazers, and us. We also get the 6th pick, the 10th pick, the 15th pick, and the 22nd pick. All right, we've got some things to do. We've got some moves that need to be made. Some moving and shaking, some grooving. Kobe's 30 now. Can you believe that Kobe Bryant is 30, a 6-time NBA champion? He's 30 years old. Man, is he the greatest of all time? I don't know. He might be. He very well might be the greatest of all time. I guess we'll find out later on. So what do we need? Ben Simmons would come in and be a power forward, but he can also play small forward, he can play point guard, and he can play center. We don't need a center, so we wouldn't need him for that. We don't really need a power forward unless we trade Scottie Barnes, which might happen. And I could use a decent backup small forward, so maybe I make Ben Simmons a small forward to back up LeBron. That could be pretty good. Shooting guard we're completely fine with. And then point guard, I could use a backup point guard, so maybe Ben Simmons could be a point guard. I don't know. Ben Simmons is certainly the best player in this class as we take a look at the scouting. But we've also got Jaylen Brown. We don't need a shooting guard, but we could play him at small forward. But then there's also Brandon Ingram, who is a small forward. So there's some options here for what needs to be done. Now, let's take a look. Actually, I want to take a look at the mock drafts. Where do they have everybody going? So they have Ben Simmons as the consensus number 1 overall pick, which is expected. But they have us taking Thon Maker, Jamal Murray, and that's it. So that is an interesting one, too, that they have us taking. I don't see that. They have Brandon Ingram falling to 6 in the 2K, then Brandon Ingram falling to 7. Wow, they don't really value Brandon Ingram. Brandon Ingram might be a pick that we don't even really need to trade for if we want Brandon Ingram. It's still up in the air. I don't even know if I want Brandon Ingram. Trade Finder, Scottie Barnes. Can we get something for him? So we can get the 2nd pick in the draft for Scottie Barnes and Josh Primo. We also have to bring in Garrett Rodgers. Well, that's a very intriguing trade. Scottie Barnes has done his due diligence. He's brought us some championship luck, and he's given us the 2nd pick in the draft. So we have 2 and 3 from the Blazers and the Jazz. Now let's trade pick 22, because I'm certainly not going to use that. And we can use pick 22 to get some picks for next year. Hopefully. Right? Lottery protected pick. Oh, Spurs will give me a 2046 unprotected. So will the Warriors. The Spurs were in the playoffs and the Warriors have been bad, so let's go with the Warriors. They can have the 22nd pick. Congratulations to you. I'll probably trade 15 as well. Actually, can I package the 15th pick? Oh, maybe I don't need to. I was going to say, can I package it with this guy that we got here, this Garrett Rodgers guy? OJ Hendricks in a pick. Gail Goodrich could come back. We had Gail Goodrich for a couple seasons. Charlie Scott in a 2nd. This one seems pretty interesting. We could get a 2043 first-round pick from the Sixers and then just trade away OJ Hendricks, because I don't need OJ Hendricks. Although maybe he's a good piece for us. I don't know. What's he been averaging in his first year? He played in Philadelphia and he did okay, but wasn't a starter. We don't really need him. I could package Derek Fisher in the 10th pick and maybe get... Actually can't get really anything. 4 trades? That's it? Derek Fisher doesn't have that much value? What about OJ Hendricks? He's younger. Does he have better value? Not in terms of getting draft picks. What about just the 10th pick? It's got to have some sort of value, right? I don't really need the 10th pick. We can get a 2046 from the Hawks and Earl Cruton. 2 picks that are top 3 protected, but the Heat have been consistently really good, so maybe that's not as big of a deal as it may seem. But we can get an unprotected first rounder from the Nets, but the Nets have also been good, and they'd be giving us a Eurostash guy, Jens Klein. I'm very intrigued by, what was that? The Pistons. They haven't been good since Bob Boozer left, but they'd be giving us 2 picks unprotected. I think I'm going to do that. 2 unprotected draft picks. Thank you very much. Now, if we look at our future picks, look at the pool of draft picks that I've established once again. You remember back a couple of episodes ago when we were lacking for picks? Not anymore, because we now have 1, 2, 3, 4 first-round picks next year. We have 2 the year after, 1 the year after that, 2, 3 the year after that. So, I mean, we are looking very good for the future of this series, which just makes it even more fun because that means we can get a lot of movement of players and stuff. We can find out different combinations of players. Kobe could retire at any moment now. Who knows? Dwayne Wade could retire at any moment. I don't know. What can the 6th overall pick get us? Can we move up to number 1? Probably not, right? I don't think we'd be able to move up. We can move down to number 11. I don't really want to do that. They're not going to give me anything that I really want. The Blazers will give me something decent. I might come back to that. Who has number 1? The Bulls have number 1. Let me go to Chicago. Chicago Bulls. They want pick 2 and a pick next year for pick number 1, which is presumably Ben Simmons. And Ben Simmons is the the undisputed number 1 overall pick. But since they're willing to trade it, let's go make our own deal and see what we can do here. Maybe I can make something happen if I can click the right thing. Maybe I can make something happen here. First overall pick, I'll give you 6. They want a counter offer, which is the Portland pick. I don't want Purvis Short. You can keep Purvis Short, but I will give you Derek Fisher. They think that's a little bit too valuable. Well, we have a lot of picks to work with. I'll give you my first round pick from next year since I'm not going to need it because it's going to be very good. And then I'll just pile on a load of seconds, and we'll see if that's good enough to get him or to get the pick. Because I'd like to have 1, 2, and 3 if that is possible. Okay, so we can't do that. Can't just pile on a bunch of seconds. But maybe if I throw in that other guy who we have, OJ Hendricks, he's got some decent value. How's that? Boom! 1, 2, and 3 has been finessed. 1, 2, 3, and I only had to give up 1 first-round pick next year, and that was our pick, which is going to be pretty good, or pretty bad, because we're a really good team. So your boy has 1, 2, and 3. Now, do we use 1, 2, and 3? We're going to use 1 on Ben Simmons, but do we use 2 and 3 on Brandon Ingram and Jaylen Brown? Maybe we don't get Brandon Ingram. Maybe there's that's not what I want to do. Maybe there is another player on the board that we could take, because we have all the freedom in the world. We have 1, 2, and 3. So we're going to take Ben Simmons. That's a lock. We're probably going to take one of these 2 guys, either Brown or Ingram. And then do we just take the 3rd one? Or do we go with a lesser, I don't want to say lesser talented guy, but like a guy that you wouldn't think would be the 3rd overall pick, like a DeJounte Murray or a Jamal Murray, to have as a guy that come off the bench? Those could all be very good options. And that might be, we might just take the first 3 guys. That might just be what I do. And I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to look at trades, obviously, after we take Ben Simmons. Choose prospect. Benjamin Simmons is the number 1 overall pick in the 2042 NBA draft. Thank you for stopping by. I love having that. Now we're up here. Are they going to offer me trades? Or yes, they are. All right, let's take a look at them. Jalen Brunson, Purvis Short, and Derek Fisher. We can get him back. Let's see. Mo Cheeks. Tyrese Halliburton's interesting. Don't really need him. Sean Kemp, but he's older now. If they were offering me Sean Kemp like 10 years ago, certainly I'd take that. Onyeka Okongwu is very interesting. We don't really need a center, though. I'm intrigued by... Onyeka Okongwu, because he just made an All-NBA team. He was just an All-NBA player at center. I think All-NBA second team, maybe? He's a good player. 24 years old. What did he make? He just made All-NBA team. It was All-NBA third team this year. And he's averaging some decent points, but we don't need a center, I don't think. And plus, we already have Ben Simmons who can play center. So I think what we do is we just use this pick on Jaylen Brown, I guess. Let's use it on Jaylen Brown. Bring him to the squad. So he's the number 2 overall pick. And now we have the 3rd overall pick, do we take Brandon Ingram? Slenderman? Do we take him? What are they offering me? I accidentally skipped over the offers. What are they offering me? Same kind of trades that we've been asking or that we've been getting? We could move back and get 2 Charlotte picks. I'm intrigued by that. We could still get Onyeka Okongwu. We'd have to give up a pick next year, though. I'm intrigued by that pick. Although, Nate Archibald, backup point guard. Although we have, actually, we do need a backup point guard because we have traded Derek Fisher, and that would eliminate a threat in Oklahoma City. I mean, there haven't really been a threat. We've been dominating them from the start, but that's an intriguing one. But I'm really intrigued by this one because we still have an option to draft somebody if we want to, and then we get a pick next year from the Hornets as well. So I think I'm going to do this. Brandon Ingram is not a necessity on this team, so I'm going to trade that pick to Charlotte. Who are they going to take? Domantas Sabonis with the 3rd pick to the Charlotte Hornets. Denzel Valentine. Okay. Brandon Ingram goes to Milwaukee. All right. Then the Chicago Bulls are on the clock, and they trade the pick and Derek Fisher to the Suns. Okay. And they take Jamal Murray with the pick. DeJounte Murray goes. Buddy Hield goes to the Nuggets. The Toronto Raptors are going to trade their pick with the Phoenix Suns. The Phoenix Suns just making all kinds of moves. They go up and get Don Maker now. Jeez, the Suns are going to be crazy. The Detroit Pistons also trade their pick for the Magic. They get Jalen Suggs back, and the Magic take Chris Dunn. Wow, what a wild couple of picks that was. All right, so we are up now. I'll look at the trade offers. I don't think it's going to be anything that great, but I'll look at the trade offers and see what we can get. I don't really need any first-round picks now. I'm probably looking for a player if we can get Derek Fisher back. Let me take first, before we think about if we're trading or not, let me take a look at who's left and see if we can just draft somebody and that be the player that we use. So Malcolm Brogdon, very good player. Marquise Chris, we could turn his career around. We know from real life that he's not a super great player, but we could try and turn his career around. DeAndre Bembry's here. Patrick McCaw is a good player. Malik Beasley. I do like Malik Beasley. Jakob Poeltl. Pascal Siakam. Ooh, that's intriguing. I forgot he was in this class. Pascal Siakam might be the move. I do like me some Pascal, and he can play center. He can play some good minutes for us. Yeah, I'm taking Pascal with the 11th pick. Boom, I like that draft. Sim to the end. We just made a crazy draft. Ben Simmons is an 81 overall. Jaylen Brown's a 75. Then you got Sabonis at a 75. Ingram's a 77. Jamal Murray's a 76. What does Pascal end up being? A 72. That's not horrible. I mean, he's not going to start, obviously. He's going to be a backup. Rookie signings, we're going to bring in all 3 of the boys. And I'm probably going to change Ben Simmons to point guard. Now that I think about it, we're going to happily accept these 2 boys' contracts. They accept their contracts. Rick Barry has declined, and so has Steph Curry. He was on the Warriors for a couple of seasons. Is there a reunion in the future? I'm going to make Ben Simmons a point guard. Point guard is his primary, and then I'm going to make small forward his secondary. And I'm also going to see if I can change his number. Give him number... What number does he rock in real life? Does he rock number 1? I don't even remember. He hasn't played in so long. I'll give him number 1. All right, so Pascal is behind Giannis. Then Finals MVP Giannis. Then we've got a crazy shooting guard core with Jaylen Brown, who's not going to get a lot of minutes. But he could be a trade piece. I mean, even Dwayne Wade could be a trade piece at this point. But now we got 2 huge guards Ben Simmons is 6'10", and Magic is 6'9". That's crazy. This team is looking really good. Qualifying offers, we will offer the extensions to Giannis and Reggie Bullock, sure. Might as well. Now we got the moratorium period. Oh, and I want Rick Barry. I kind of want Rick Barry. I do. He's been a menace to society for a decade in Brooklyn. He's been averaging consistent numbers ever since he stepped onto the court. He's been an NBA MVP. He's been a champion. He's a 5-time MVP, 2-time champion. He's a Hall of Famer for sure. Arguably top 10 best players in this series so far, Rick Barry. We had the chance to draft him. I chose not to back in 2031. Allen Iverson is also here. There's Giannis, who we're going to bring back. It's a decent class this year. Decent free agency class. Jalen Green, who was an absolute menace for like 10 years. Look at these numbers he was putting up. He was in the top scoring for like a solid 5-6 years. Look at these numbers in Milwaukee. Then he went to Utah and killed it for a while. Now he's in Atlanta, or he was in Atlanta. Who's his offer? Is it Atlanta? It's the Suns. The Suns just making all kinds of moves, aren't they? So if we take a look at this team, we don't really need anything, but I mean, having Rick Barry coming off the bench as a small forward would be insane. Plus, we're going to get Giannis back as well. So that's just crazy. Like, to think about having Rick Barry come off the bench at a 94 overall. And plus, that would take away the Nets, basically, because the Nets are basically only good because of Rick Barry. And then maybe we bring back Steph Curry for his ring chasing time, because he's got a couple rings now, but he's got 3 titles. Maybe we try and get him some more titles. I don't know. The only reason he's gone is because I screwed up his contract in 2033. I forgot. I got restricted free agency and bird rights mixed up in my brain, and I messed it up. So it's my fault he went to Dallas. I didn't want him to leave in the first place. Is Giannis the only guy we have bird rights on? No, it's Reggie Bullock too. That's right. So, I mean, we don't really need Reggie Bullock if we have Rick Barry, because certainly Bullock's not going to get any minutes. It's probably between AI and Steph Curry for a guy that I want to bring in. The only problem is we have a log jam at shooting guard, so it'd kind of be a waste to bring in Allen Iverson. But Steph Curry theoretically could get some minutes, or maybe since he's 37 years old, maybe we just throw a contract at him just for a legacy contract because he's Steph Curry and he was so good. I'm going to renounce the rights on Reggie Bullock. Rick Barry has decided to sign with the Brooklyn Nets. Steph Curry has decided to sign with the Golden State Warriors. Wow. Okay, so forget everything I just said. We didn't get either of them. We didn't get either of those guys. That's a little bit of a disappointing thing. But now we need to look for a backup small forward because we just did the rights on what's-his-face. And I'm thinking maybe a little bit of Peja Stojakovic on a 3-year deal. I'm thinking a little Peja. I'm just waiting for somebody to offer Giannis so I can just match the offer. What else can we do here? Do we want to offer like Mitchell Robinson or Jalen Green? I've wanted Jalen Green for a while, but we just don't need a shooting guard. That's why I kind of am hesitant from Allen Iverson. Giannis is prepared to accept an offer from the Thunder. We will match that. And then we'll sign Peja as well. So let's keep going the final year or the final week. And then we sign Giannis back and we get Peja. So Peja comes in to be the backup small forward. Take him from Philly. And then Giannis is going to be the starting power forward. So the team now has really good point guards, really good shooting guards, really good small forwards, really good power forwards, and really good centers. We are a really good team. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We really need one guy left. And we need a big man if we can. I'd rather have like a power forward that can play center, Anthony Bennett, but he's restricted. I'd like to get Anthony Bennett a championship. We could bring in Giannis' brother. That might get a little confusing, though, having 2 Antetokounmpos. Marcus Camby, Mo Bamba. There's some good centers here. that could come in and not really do much, I'll offer Anthony Bennett a contract. He's probably going to it's probably going to get rejected. He's going to sign with whoever the restricted team is. But I'll offer him a contract. And I'll throw a contract at... I mean, we don't need anybody crazy at center. So let's just go for... I don't know. Who's a decent center that's unrestricted? Jalen Smith is unrestricted. Who wants a championship, basically? Who wants a championship is all I'm asking. Maybe like Steven Adams would be a nice center off the bench if we need to get a center that's out there. Offer him a contract. Let's see what happens. Anthony Bennett decided to sign with the Atlanta Hawks. I figured that would happen. That's why we offered Steven Adams, and we brought in Steven Adams. So that's our free agency. That's all the players we needed, 14 players. We've got our point guards, we've got our shooting guards, we've got our small forwards, our power forwards, and our centers. All right. This team is looking real good. Let's go to player progression and see how just how good this team is. LeBron is still getting better at a 96. He's not gotten to a 99, which is a little bit disappointing, but Kobe's a 95, Ayton is a 95, Magic's up to a 93, Kareem's up to a 92, Giannis is up to a 91, Anthony Edwards is up to a 90, Steven Adams even goes up. Ben Simmons, for some reason, drops, probably because we moved into point guard. That's probably why he dropped, but it's not really that big of a deal because he'll still get better. And now we have the flexibility, not just with like draft picks, but with players like Dwayne Wade, we could trade if we needed to. He's got good value, and he was just the 6th man of the year last year. So let's take a look at our pick equity, see what we got. Look at these first round picks. We've got 76ers, Clippers, Hornets, and Knicks for this season. 4 more first round picks. Then in 2044, we have 2. Then in 2045, we have 1. 2046, we have 3. And then 2047, we have 1. So we've got so many first round picks. So many first round picks for the seasons to come. This is what the lineup will look like. It's the exact same from last season. And it probably will be the exact same for a while. Until maybe Kobe starts to drop and we have to get rid of him. Dwayne Wade might start to drop here pretty soon. He is in his 30s, now at 31. And maybe that opens the door for Anthony Edwards to come off the bench more or start. I don't know. We've got a very stacked roster, I should say. Pascal is going to be reserves. No, Pascal's going to at least get some minutes. I don't know how many minutes. Steven Adams is not going to get any minutes because I want Ben Simmons to get those minutes. And then we could rock a 12 man. I wouldn't hate that, but that would take away a lot of minutes from these guys, and I don't really want to do that. So we'll stick with a 10 man and we'll stick with those guys. And Jaylen Brown and Pascal might get minutes at one point. I don't know. It depends on how the seasons go. It depends on who gets injured or not. Because last year we had a couple guys get injured, but we still went 80-2. I hope you guys did enjoy. It was another crazy episode. We won our 5th championship in a row. We drafted Ben Simmons, drafted Jaylen Brown, drafted Pascal Siakam, signed a free agent named Peja Stojakovic. So that was pretty interesting in free agency. I wanted Rick Barry, but he re-signed with the Nets. And we are going to call it there. What an episode. I hope you guys did enjoy. Leave a like down below if you did. Subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Thanks for stopping by. Peace.